because they want our guts. That's because we've got TB. I got tuberculosis again. No one wants to be our friend. I got to be again. No one wants to be Michael's friend.
And I'm back with another episode of the Punk Rock Demonstration. I'm Jack, and that was a song by the Tuberculosis Boys called I Got Tuberculosis. Haven't played them in a very long time. So long that the last time I played them was when MySpace was still around. Interestingly, I got a request for the Tuberculosis Boys because someone joined a band and the band members just so happened to be former members of the Tuberculosis Boys. But since MySpace no longer exists, they couldn't find their Tuberculosis Boys music and emailed me and see if I still had their songs, and I only had 4 of their songs out of their 2 albums, I think. They're still looking for their other songs, so if you so happen to have Tuberculosis Boys songs, let me know and maybe I'll pass it along to the people that are looking for them. It's amazing how much data we've lost over the years from service providers going out of business. I remember when I was working at a startup, we were hosting tons and tons of people's pictures. It was like a MySpace clone type website. When we shut down in, I think, 2008 or so, all those pictures are gone. They're just sitting on a hard drive in my bedroom, and they've been sitting here for many years. And it's unfortunate that a lot of people didn't back up their stuff, and their stuff's probably sitting in my bedroom on this hard drive that nobody's ever going to see ever again because the technology is so new nowadays that there's not really a way to plug in that hard drive and extract the data out of it in a usable way. One, because it's not a single drive, it's an array of hard drives, and that adapter is now gone, so there's no real way to reconstruct the RAID, as you call drives in an array. RAID standing for redundant array of independent disks. So I've got all those drives in my bedroom with all those pictures from long ago, but they're kind of useless. The drives are kind of useless because I've thrown away the card, and there's no real way to get the data off that drive, or drives. So it is what it is. Remember to back up your data so that way they won't get lost. And if you just so happen to be looking for someone else's data that does not exist anymore, you're out of luck. Sort of like trying to find stuff from like the previous century, 1700s, for example. Very difficult to find stuff. It's even difficult to find stuff from like 20 years ago on Google. Maybe in the year 3000 we won't lose data, but whatever. That was a request for the Tuberculosis Boys. I'll play one more Tuberculosis Boys song right after I talk to you about my radio show called Punk Rock Demonstration, which comes on every Monday from 7 to 9 p.m. Pacific time over at punkrockdemo.com. Again, that's punkrockdemo.com. In the previous shows, I've been talking about how I didn't want to talk about certain topics, and someone responded with some comment saying that because of my lack of opinion, that it's implied what my opinion is. Anyways, I won't go into details about that. We're going to continue with some more punk rock with the Tuberculosis Boys. It's another request for the Tuberculosis Boys. And remember, you can make requests also by going to punkrockdemo.com. This next song is called Rock and Roll.
Sometimes we act so quick, all the jocks don't like us much. That's because they want our guts. That's because we've got TV. I got to burst again. No one wants to be our friend. I got to be again. No one wants to be Michael's friend. Hey, how are you? Good to see you again. It's been a long time since we've spoken, my friend. Let's head to the bar and I'll buy us some beers. We'll raise up our glasses with a hearty cheers. Me and the boys are in town for the night. Since it's such a short time, let's do it upright. Tomorrow we're driving 400 more miles. We'll celebrate now with a toast and a smile. So the memories remain. So the memories remain. So the memories remain. So the memories remain. Now we're off and traveling to our next show and visiting friends in each place that we go. I'll fill up your glass, time for another round. We're building up bonds and can never break down. Remember how crazy it was the last time. All of the fun and the booze and the wine. So let's not hold back, we can drink till the dawn. A few hours later we're traveling on. And the memories remain. And the memories remain. And the memories remain. And the memories remain. Oh! The story repeats itself across the land. Making friends on the road, playing shows with the band. Though pictures may fade, we're still brethren strong. The times that we share, they live on in this song. This is a message to friends old and new. When we sing these words out, we're thinking of you. The memories and stories resound in our hearts. Together inside, even though we're apart. And the memories remain. And the memories remain. And the memories remain. And the memories remain. what to do. No one can tell you how to be. At times it feels like you're breaking down, but you reassure us to me. The anger that's inside of you, the spark that's needed to make change. Be creative and use your anger to be positive. positive, always is your brain. Our lives, live it your way. Our lives, stand proud today. And I know what's right and wrong for me. Your morals mean nothing you say. I live my life now just for me. I know exactly who I wanna be. I live my life now just for me. Your morals mean nothing you say. I live my life now just for me. I know exactly who I wanna be. No one can tell you what to do. No one can tell you how to be. At times it feels like your brain needs help, but you create your destiny. The anger that's inside of you, the spark that's needed to make change. Be creative and use your anger to be positive. Always use your brain. Our lives, live it your way. Our lives, stand proud today. And I know what's right and wrong for me. Your morals mean nothing you say. I live my life now just for me. I know exactly who I wanna be. I live my life now just for me. Your morals mean nothing you say. I live my life now just for me. I know exactly who I wanna be. Our lives, live it your way. Our lives, stand proud today. Our lives, live it your way. Our lives, stand proud today. Exactly who I wanna be.
The Eastern world, it is exploding. Violence flaring, bullets loaded. You're old enough to kill, but not promoted. You don't believe in war, then what's that on your totem? When even the Jordan River has bodies floating, but you tell me over and over and over again, my friend, you don't believe we're on the eve of destruction. Don't you understand what I'm trying to say? Can't you feel the fear that I feel today? If the button is pushed, there's no running away. There'll be no one to save with the world in a grave. Take a look around you, boy. It's bound to scare you, boy. But you tell me over and over and over again, my friend, you don't believe we're on the eve of destruction. My blood's so mad, feels like coagulating, and I'm just sitting here contemplating. I can't change the truth that has no regulation. A handful of senators won't pass legislation, and marches alone won't bring integration. When human respect is disintegrating, this whole damn world is too frustrating. But you tell me over and over and over again, my friend, you don't believe we're on the eve of destruction. Take a look around to Selma, Alabama. You might leave here for 4 days in space, but when you return, it's the same bloody place. The beating on the drums and the pride and disgrace. You can bury your dead, but don't leave a trace. You can hate your next door neighbor, but don't forget to say grace. And you tell me over and over and over and over again, my friend, you don't believe we're on the eve of destruction. Yeah, you don't believe we're on the eve of destruction.
Back
of foam. Says I need you to call these people and tell them my mother's dead. He just looked her in the eyes and he goes, "Suck up and be a man. Fly through the desert on a bullet with no name." Yeah, we will ride through the desert on the Long Island Express train. Should we better on black, should we better on red, should we better on second 12 instead? Or repartee. Watch ball bells running round, neon lines and 50 million sounds. 20 chips, 100 chips, watch the suckers lay their money down. Should we better on black, should we better on red, should we better on second 12 instead? Or repartee.
Heard some Narcoleptic Youth there with Black 11, and the Undead with Eve of Destruction, Evacuate with Our Lives Before the Undead, and Rum Rebellion before Evacuate with Cheers to You. Hopefully everyone survived July 4th. If you're listening to the show, you probably survived July 4th. It's been very noisy the past couple days, but for some reason this year, after about July 6th or so, things went silent. Maybe fireworks have gotten too expensive or something, or maybe they've blown it all off on July 4th, I don't know. But it seems to be pretty quiet after July 6th. It's not fireworks month anymore, thankfully. July 4th was pretty loud though. It sounded like some explosions, like missiles blowing up at like 4 a.m. It's crazy. Glad that's over. Next holiday, I'm not sure what it is. Maybe it's Labor Day. Looking forward to the next holiday already. Working too much. Good thing I've got punk rock to relax to, and I'll play some more punk rock with Violent Affair. This song's called Don't Lose Hope.
Many years have passed, a lot of days have come and gone. You and by my side, where the road is right or wrong.
one seen Keith? He was out swimming. Oh, there's Keith.
Oh, where have they gone? Why have they left me here? We are in the future of tomorrow. Names on the headstones have faded away like the words we blindly followed. We are the hopeless in a dying world. Still, we do not realize tidal waves of ignorance as we march closer to our demise. The thoughts and values that we have left behind. Our nation screams, you're no son of mine. Take a stand, it's time we drew the line. Politics was just one act of unity. In society, if we unite. If politics was one act of sincerity, to spare humanity, would you still fight? Politics was funding our religion. With free opinion, would you agree? We're getting rid of the money and the power. What can you see? Falling to my knees. The dying breed of realists drowned out by stupidity. TV Jesus and playboy gods make way for democracy. If greed is good, then I am weak. All I need is air. I'm here alone, but I don't miss them, and frankly, I don't care. The thoughts and values that we have left behind. Our nation screams, you're no son of mine. Take a stand, it's time we drew the line. Politics was just one act of unity. In society, if we unite. If politics was one act of sincerity, to spare humanity, would you still fight? Politics was funding our religion. With free opinion, would you agree? We're getting rid of the money and the power. What can you see? Falling to my knees. All my dreams I've left behind. All the things that I can't rewind. Punishments for all of mankind. All my hope I've left behind. Where have they gone? Why have they left me here? We were the future of tomorrow. The names on their headstones have faded away like the words we blindly followed. We are the hopeless in a dying world. Still, we do not realize tidal waves of ignorance as we march closer to our demise.
There is no sanctuary. Oh, nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. something, say something, see something, say something, see something, say something, see something, say it!
I just wanted some time alone, in a place I could write my own privacy zone. These days privacy suddenly ain't allowed, enforced by the I can't mind my own business crowd. Soon I was followed everywhere I went. A trip to the store became a surveillance event. Gangs of busting innocents playing James Bond. Wannabe cops trained all wrong. How was I to know? They were citizens on patrol. Why are they here? We're here to watch and listen. Someone you don't know is instantly under suspicion. State your purpose, please. Harass and divide. The end result is neighborhood. I think I'd be lonely if they weren't around, like losing all the friends I never knew I'd found. Citizen spies baby entertain me. Thanks to Homeland Security, I think I owe my soul to the citizens on patrol. Why are you here? We're here to watch and listen. Someone you don't know is instantly under suspicion. Could you state your purpose, please? Harass and divide. The end result is neighborhood pride. Son, you see the officer? He's your friend. So is the other 22 billion behind him. They're all your friends too. Remember, always trust the boys in blue. I gave up trying to be alone. Since I switched sides, my reputation's grown. Now I'm watch commander of my street. All of my neighbors report to me everything they see, everything they know. How'd I ever sink this low? Why are we here? We're here to watch and listen. Someone we don't know is instantly under suspicion. I'll state our purpose, sure. Harass and divide. In the end, the result is neighborhood pride.
Heard the Freeze there with Neighborhood Pride, and Zex with No Sanctuary, Slow Children with Left Behind before Zex, and the Wee Beasties with Alcohol and Drug Abuse Lake. I've been drinking this Heineken Zero, which is non-alcoholic beer, non-alcoholic Heineken. They had a promotion for a while where most 7-Elevens were giving away Heineken Zeros for free. Well, you had to pay the CRV if you're in California, which sucks, which is either 5 cents or 6 cents because some places charge tax on the CRV too, which is ridiculous. The CRV is supposed to be a refund that you get when you recycle the bottle. You're not supposed to pay tax on it, I don't think. You're supposed to return the bottle and get your money back when you pay into it to get the bottle. But if you pay tax, you won't get that money back, which is ridiculous. Defeats the purpose of the CRV. Been drinking the Heineken Zeros like sparkling water because that's basically what it tastes like. And drink a couple of those. Not quite sure why people would drink Heineken Zero or non-alcoholic beer in the first place. It tastes gross to me. Beer, that is. And not having the benefits of alcohol in the beer and drinking that, ugh. But whatever. I guess some people are into it. I'm not. So let's just continue with some more punk rock here in the punk rock demonstration. Let's continue with Los Kung Fu Monkeys. This song's called Walking Outside.
It took me just a minute to get home. That's because I ran real scared that I can't walk. The operation felt to be so real, and it seems like they got something to say that I can't talk. The operation felt to be so real. Seems like they've been up gone. No one believes what I saw on the street when I was walking outside. days are going my way. 3 buds a club and a foot of snow.
This total shit selling joints on the hill, and the kids down the lawn are burning cruises for a thrill.
See, we had each other, it was us against the world. Famous for nothing, yet nothing was our world. Well, these lies won't save me. Don't you know, don't you know? From the times that made me. Here we go, here we go. The courts are filling up, all the kids are coming down for a head start on the troubles of a long night on the town.
Yeah, thank God it's Saturday and half my problems go away. Sure, the big one's on the way, but I know how to handle them.
9 to 3 on weekdays, on the hour Sundays. The good Lord was calling me, but I wasn't up.
From the convent to the rectory and over in the sacristy, I'm a goddamn travesty, and that's just my love.
Well, these lies won't save me. Don't you know, don't you know? From the times that made me. Here we go, here we go. Here we go. Yeah. That gang went my way for basketball. My gang went their way for alcohol. When we met, it wasn't pretty at all.
That was Shattered Faith with Reckless Ways, and Terrazodu with The Waste. Haven't played them in a long time. For Fuck's Sake with Crap of the World before Terrazodu, and some Thulsa Doom with Where's Our Freedom, and Dropkick Murphys with Famous for Nothing before Thulsa Doom. Supposed to talk about the Siege Zine issue number 2, which I forgot about in the beginning of the show because I got distracted with the Tuberculosis Boys needing to find their songs and making some requests, in which you can make requests by going to punkrockdemo.com. So the Siege Zine that I was talking about last week, they're trying to come out with issue number 2 in October 2025. The Siege Zine people having come from a couple defunct labels or something like that, and coming together to create a zine with like interviews and reviews and reports of punk rock. They sent over issue number 1. I still haven't looked into it because I've been really busy. And they're already coming out with number 2. They even have a Facebook group, which I got invited to and joined, and haven't taken a poke much on there. Well, I don't even really go on Facebook, let alone join groups and participate. But apparently they've got a huge group on Facebook there. And I guess if anyone wants to participate in this Siege Zine deal, they can email the organizer, Jared Foreman 123 at gmail.com. That's Jared, Jared Foreman 123 at gmail.com. They've got some pretty cool punk rock history and punk rock bands on there. You'll just have to check that out to get the full experience. Can't really talk about that on the radio other than to tell you about it. So let's continue with some more punk rock, which you can listen to. Let's continue with some Decry. The song's called Making the Grade.
Wake up early, bounce down your school. Make red buttons on the fool. Go to work and don't dodge the time. Why don't you don't make no run? When the walls come down, they come down. Want to see them grabbing and screaming, begging for more. Wanting to start at that time. Wanting to make such a crime. To play the game is one, but the rules. Why don't you die by the fool? When the walls come down, they come down. Want to see them crowded, screaming, begging for more. When the walls come down, they come down. Want to take you on it. You're screaming, begging for more.
nation, you gotta be strong. No hope for anyone, you gotta be strong. Kids of the nation, yeah. You gotta be strong. Kids of the nation, you gotta be strong. No hope for anyone, you gotta be strong. Kids of the nation, times are hard for you. Times are hard for you. Telling you on TV, your prospects are bad. Get a job anyway, you've heard what they said. The story's repeated, you can't and it's slow. It's another generation with the future now. Times are hard for you. Times are hard for you. Times are hard for you. So come on, it's hard. The right foundation of our whole nation. It's hard. It's giving you nothing but a frustration. It's hard. The money could turns to pay on the system. It's hard. It's strong. You gotta be strong. Kids of the nation. No hope for anyone. Kids of the nation, yeah. You gotta be strong. Kids of the nation, you gotta be strong. No hope for anyone. You gotta be strong. Kids of the nation, yeah. When I was a kid, my future seemed bleak, 'cause I did not intend to be me. Wanted to swim against the tide. My mom still says my options were right. Today the situation is worse. You got her inside, you gotta feel tears. Whatever you do, no one takes you on. Station doesn't give a place to belong. Times are hard for you. Times are hard for you. Yeah, you, yeah. Times are hard for you. Yeah. So come on, it's hard. The right foundation of a whole nation. It's hard. What's giving you nothing but a frustration? It's hard. The money credit counts to pay the race system. It's hard. Be strong. You gotta be strong. Kids of the nation. You gotta be strong. No hope for anyone. You gotta be strong. Kids of the nation. Yeah. You gotta be strong. Kids of the nation. No hope for anyone. Kids of the nation. Times are hard for you. Times are hard for you.
Well, I'm running, running on my back. Okay, hiding, running
white ground shows our faith. The Union Jack's blue represents freedom. The white stars count our states. Identified our Constitution, a promise to the grave. Stand strong, a symbol of the freedom. Forever may she wave. Red, white, and yellow. A white stars backed with blue. Red, white, and yellow. A white stars backed with blue. Red, white, and yellow. A white stars backed with blue. Red, white, and yellow. A white stars backed with blue.
Very appropriate song there for July 4th, which already passed. That was some Red, White, and You by Firecracker 500. Penetrators with Police on My Back before Firecracker 500. Heard Bad Company Project with Kids of the Nation. And some Sham 69 with Western Culture before Bad Company Project. Said all those songs in backward order like I usually do. But you can find the playlist and look at the correct order of the songs I played. That website in which you can find the playlists at is at punkrockdemo.com, along with everything else punk rock related, videos, songs, band information, everything. I especially like the interviews. That's part of the reason why I like to do this show, because I like to talk with the bands I listen to and find out what their music's about and what they're all about. Got lots of interviews on the website, and you can explore those if you'd like also. If I sound different today on the show, it's because I'm half asleep and everyone else is asleep, and I've been drinking a lot of Heineken Zeros, which do not contain alcohol. With that, let's continue some Wine Lips. This song's called Get Your Money.
On this hill.
That was 4 songs you just heard by this Dammit Records compilation for July 2025. They're supposed to send out like 4 songs every month, or maybe 4 songs at a time every week for every month. I'm not quite sure. They're doing something over there, but they sent over 4 songs for July 2025. That song you just heard was by Kathleen Turner Overdrive with a song called Anti-Fascist, Anti-Ballad. The Bilks with Ants on Strike before Kathleen Turner Overdrive, and some Muffrey and the Myfenwees with Myfenwee. Not quite sure how to pronounce that one. Myfanwy. And Asthma Kids before Muffrey and the Myfonwees, or I don't know. Hopefully they don't come back and eat me when they discover how badly I've mispronounced their band. But Asthma Kids was before them with a song called Die on This Hill. They've also got this, in parentheses, The Meek Are Getting Ready Part 2 on the song title. Not quite sure how that's related, but yes, that's that. And we're going to continue with some more new punk rock that people have been sending in throughout the week over at punkrockdemo.com. Let's continue with some Drugs and Sport. This one's called Squander the Day.
Bloody, bruised and abandoned, take a piss into the abyss. Twilight era, traumatized in ideological overdrive, rifling feverishly through an unreliable memory. Squander the day, let it wander away. Squander the day, let it wander away. Squander the day, let it wander away. Paradise comes with a price, and paradise lost has a hidden cost. The truth is in the numbers, but the numbers don't always add up. Squander the day, let it wander away. Squander the day, let it wander away. Squander the day, let it wander away. Well, hello today, it's tomorrow again for a quiet word about yesterday. He's been a bit of a prick of late, and apparently he's your fucking mate. Squander the day, let it wander away. Squander the day, let it wander away. Squander the day, let it wander away. Yeah, keep it on the slide, keep it on the run. Experience without the guilt, or whatever.
rely on. Put up with the shit for way too long, but now I'm writing this hate-filled song when all I want is for everyone to be able to just move on.
Fuck you and the train you came in on. Fuck you and the shit that came along with you. There's one thing left I want to say, you don't seem to comprehend. You've made an enemy of this man.
Looking over my shoulder, the worry that you cause us all consumes us like a cancer. It's over, but you're still around. Please disappear and leave this town. The pain and hurt you caused this home, I fucking hope you die alone.
Fuck you and the train you came in on. Fuck you and the shit that came along with you. There's one thing left I want to say, you don't seem to comprehend. You made an enemy of this man. Fuck you and the train you came in on. Fuck you and the shit that came along with you. There's one thing left I want to say, you don't seem to comprehend. You made an enemy of this man. Fuck you and the train you came in on. Fuck you and the shit that came along with you. There's one thing left I want to say, you don't seem to comprehend. You made an enemy of this man.
This elevator smells like piss. Reminds me of when we would kiss.
Oh hi, it's such a pleasure. I am your new disease. I know you want me, baby. I got you on your knees. I am revenge from yesterday. I am the curse of sight.
men vill bli det jävligt aggressiv. Nästa 5 år! Empatien, bristen, äkta psykopaten, fullgås narcissist. Nästa 5 år! Och skyller på alla, tar inget ansvar när korten börjar falla. Nästa 5 år! Makten som svärd och hot och hat är sättet att styra i vår värld. Nästa 5 år! Och kräver applåder, blir beundrad och sedd för sina tomma koder. Nästa 5 år! Tvångsmässig politik skapar splittring och kaos med giftig retorik. Nästa 5 år! Och leker med livet, tyranner förklädda med lögner som strid. 5 år! Nästa 5 år! 5 år! Nästa 5 år! När vapenmakterna vilar, en värld som slaget börjar. Vill inte lära av det här. När världen faller isär. 5 år! Det är nästan 5 år! 5 år! Det är nästan 5 år! Nästa 5 år! Och leker i sanden, leker med elden, kan inte släcka branden. Nästa 5 år! Och egot är aktiv och inte som en vild, blir det jävligt aggressiv. Nästa 5 år! Empatien, bristen, äkta psykopaten, fullgås narcissist. Nästa 5 år! Och skyller på alla, tar inget ansvar när korten börjar falla. 5 år! Nästa 5 år! 5 år! Nästa 5 år! 5 år! Nästa 5 år! 5 år! Nästa 5 år!
'Kawalaskis' with ODD, and some Enoch Eunuch with Hen Ar Som. They're from Sweden, and that title is not in English. The English translation is They Are Like, and apparently the song is about people in positions of power, which act like 5-year-olds when they don't get their way. Black Nothing Forever was before Enoch Eunuch with a song called Cynical. Some goth rock or post-punk there. That band from northern Colorado. Lady Cork before Black Nothing Forever with Your New Disease, and some High Frequency with And Your Train before Lady Cork. I've got one more segment of music before I end off the show here called Punk Rock Demonstration. We're here every Monday from 7 to 9 p.m. Pacific time over at punkrockdemo.com. Maybe next week I'll be a little bit more lively and more awake. So let's continue with some more new punk rock here with Diesel Park West. This song's called I See No Ships.
It's been a beautiful day, can't wait for tomorrow to call. Don't see no problem writing on the wall. Just gets easier, just gets better and better. Well, Let's go on a holiday. Are we there yet? Well, there comes a time. Everybody makes a stand. Not a oh, if they persist. Gotta give them a hand. Not a, not a. Stand tall, be on the ball. Not a, not a.
I was a little bit more like you. I'm so pathetic, self-neglected, should be tested. I'm stuck in my head whilst you are a rock star. Drive a nice car and live life like it's tailor-made for you. It's so frustrating, you're amazing, you win again. And I just wanna be let go. And I just wanna do the things where you walk and you make it look easy. I just wanna be let go. And I wanna make it look so damn easy. So I just wanna be let go. And I just wanna do the things where you walk and you make it look easy. I just wanna be let go. And I wanna make it look so damn easy.
Heard Youth killed it with Johnny Bravado, and then Paul Cody and the Edsel Brothers with Nut Up, the 66ers with Holiday before Paul Cody and the Edsel Brothers, and some new Gag Me Shark Off with Jumping the Rail before the 66ers, and Alias Kid with Always on My Mind. I discovered that my email address was blocked for who knows how long. Haven't been receiving email in a while, and I was wondering what was going on when my domain renewal was coming up and didn't get the domain renewal notice. And then when I tried to renew the domain, the verification email wasn't coming through, and that's how I discovered that emails were being blocked. Had to go through some hoops and get the emails unblocked. But now that that's resolved, my emails are working again and I can respond. And yes, I've been super busy going through emails for the past forever because emails are working again. But anyways, let's end off the show today with the Church Burglars. The song's called Invisible Man. You'll be listening to the Punk Rock Demonstration. I'll be back again next week on Monday at 7 p.m. Pacific Time. punkrockdemo.com. I'll talk to you all next week. Thanks for listening.